Hi, somebody wanted to know how to make a card with a little owl and how to put it in. Well, the first thing I've done is put your little owl on here. Then I've got a square. Actually, I've duplicated the square, but that's because I want to use this one as a background to show me what size my card's going to be. So I'm going to disconnect the little connection part here, and I'm going to make the width of my card probably 8.25. It just happens to be a handy size. Oops, I had the wrong one highlighted, so let's go undo for that and highlight the square, and we'll go 8.25 for the square. Now, because if I don't undo that, it's not going to change. I've got an 8.25 in width, but I actually only want this probably about 5.5 in height. That's not too bad. I'll just fiddle around with it there. You can choose your height and width of whatever you want. I'm now going to pop the little owl, and you see it going up and back. So I'm going to move him, actually going to move him right to the front, so that I can put him on here. Now, because I have chosen to have the right side as the front of my card, it depends on whether you're going to do it vertically or horizontally, so that's up to you. Let's go back again because I've undone him. Now I'm going to pull him out. Now you can see on this little owl that he has got a little black outline there. Now that's very handy because that's the shadow effect of the owl. But when I looked at him without the black background on, he had white in his eyes. And if I just move him off, I thought when he had white eyes, he looked much more wide awake. Or she, because I've changed her colours. She looks much more wide awake. What I can do here is, instead of having the background in black, I can choose white for my background. Now, that actually highlights it and makes it really pop as far as I'm concerned. What we want to do now is we want to have two little owls, so I'm going to duplicate him so that I can have an owl as the back of the card too. Now I'm going to squish this little owl over here, and I'm going to ungroup him because I don't need a face on the back of the owl. So now I can actually take the pieces off, use the background of the owl itself, and you can see, if come back here, layers, where are they? I've got the wrong ones highlighted. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this away because I don't need that anymore. I've put that in there. I'm going to highlight both of them like this, and I'm going to weld. Now I didn't flip this owl. The reason I didn't flip him is because he's exactly the same both sides. Now that will give you a front that will fold over the back, or a back that will fold over the front. What you've got is, when we welded him, the front disappeared. So because I've now got the front over here, I can say this is my front. Whoops, come to the front. Come to the front, yep. So now when we put our card together, because these come up on different sides, come to the forward. Yep, he's going to go in there behind there now. Now you can see that when we put our little card together, if we're going to get him right, he's now going to have the owl on the front of him. When you open him up, the white owl will be on the back, and he's actually joined through here. Now if you'd like to, you can put a score line through there, and to do that you go to Insert Images, and you wait till this comes up and you just put in score, and the score line is free, so I hit enter and find the score lines over here. I insert that and I can just put a score line, straight through the centre of there and come up there, and I will have a score line in the centre. Now, remembering that this is a welded image, but we want the score line to actually be there, so we're going to highlight that image and we're going to go attach, and that way your score line will be there. Because these are different colours, they will go on to different mats, and that will come out with your little owl as a card. Now, you can do it that way. You can also do it so that if we go all the way back, actually I'll go through to the cut screen first so that you can just see them on the mat. We don't need our things. There's your owls. Your white one will be last, and there's your owl as he's going to be cut out. And you can see the little score line if you look very carefully in the middle. Now I'll go back to this and I'll click on this, and I'm going to undo all this right the way back to the beginning. It's a wonderful thing that they can do here. Now I'm going to put this one over here. I'm going to click this one, and because he's still grouped, we'll use him, and oh, here he is. Probably another one somewhere. Yep, there he is. Okay, we'll hide him up there. Now, what we can do here is, if we want to flip the card open by his ears, you can actually flip him. You can flip him so that he flips sideways horizontally, or you can flip him vertically. And if we bring this one down here, we can attach him by the ears like this. Now, if you do that, you will find that there's not a great deal of attachment on the top of the ears. So that's why I attached him at the side. But again, if you wanted to attach him by the ears, we would ungroup him so that we haven't got the front layers on him. You can then put him down so that he'll attach. Bring him down. Oops, a bit too far. Take them from the top left to the bottom right, as I generally do, and I'll just go weld, and you'll see now that he's welded at the top here. And if you wanted to use that as a basis and put the owls back on there, and you were happy with that, bring our little owls to the front so that we can see them. Come on, move to the front. There we go. And as you can see, most people would be quite happy with the way these sit on top of each other, even like this. And there's your little owl as a flip card that goes up. I hope that helps.